here's the deal. First thing we need to do is we need to understand why we struggle with communication, all right? So we're gonna deal with communication today, mostly communication, and then deal with conflict next week. So why do we struggle with communication? One of the reasons is because we fail to recognize that there are two kinds of communication, all right? This is what we don't understand in the room, so we go through life and we're completely oblivious to this fact, all right? There are actually two kinds of communication and not one. There is logical communication. Is that working? Okay, that's too small. Okay. There's logical communication, all right? That's where you're giving someone information. Is the sky blue? Yes. Are we standing in our house right now? Yes. Am I wearing socks? Yes. Great. And then there is emotional communication. Now this is where it gets interesting. Because so here, logical communication is looking for information, right? That's what it's doing. It's communicating information. Emotional communication isn't looking for information. If I come home, here's a logical thing. If I come home and I say to now this is the core problem, is that if someone's speaking logically and we're interpreting it emotionally, we're gonna be on different pages, all right? So I come home and I say, should we go out for dinner? In my brain, listen, that is a logical question. There are different restaurants, I'm hungry, let's go out for dinner. Where do you wanna go? In her brain, here's what often happens. What, are you saying I'm a bad cook? What, you saying I just don't cook it? You saying if I feed people it's gonna poison the kids? Are you saying I'm lazy? Now, what just happened? What just happened in that moment? I'm asking a logical question, all right? And she's interpreting it emotionally, all right? She's going, what does he mean? Because the issue with emotional communication isn't about information, it is about, I'm not gonna be able to fit this, affirmation, all right? Meaning, it's about what it means, not the information, not necessarily, hey, listen, I'm trying to process like Mr. Spock, all right? That's how, so let me ask you a question. How many people think logical communication is more important than emotional communication? Raise your hand. Out of these two, which more important? Logical people, all right? Logical, all right. How many people think emotional communication is more important? All right, so the people who raised their hands at the beginning, they're the Dr. Spocks, all right? They're like, well, it has to be logical or else we're not gonna get anywhere, right? People who are emotional are like, it's more important to have meaning, all right? So really what we gotta figure out is how these wires get crossed, because if we come in and we're asking logical, now, if a woman asks you, do I look fat in this dress? All right, let's take that classic example. You're getting ready to go out and you're sitting in your bedroom and you're putting your pants on like a normal man, a normal human being, and everything was fine. And all of a sudden there's this question that lingers in the world. Do I look fat in this dress? She is asking you an emotional question, all right? She is not asking you to kind of look up and down and get the tape measure out and go, well, actually, yes, you are. That would be a logical interpretation of an emotional question, all right? So now, on the same, if he comes home and he says, honey, I'm just wondering, do I actually, provide for our home enough? What is he asking for? He's asking for affirmation. He's asking for that you give him meaning, that you help him be content in life, that you show him love and respect. He's not asking you to say, well, I was talking to Sarah the other day and Joe down the street's making way more money than you, so I don't really think you're actually working hard enough. He's not asking you in that moment for information. They're asking you for affirmation. Do not mess these two up, all right? Or things are gonna go bad. If they're asking an emotional question, don't answer logically. This is what tends to be for men, is they punch it into the machine and it puts out information. And you're like, here's the information. And they discard the emotional aspect of things. But emotion is asking for affirmation. Now, it's not just women who want affirmation. Men want affirmation. It just sounds different. They don't ask questions like, do I look fat in the chest? They ask questions like, they start talking about how hard their job is, paying bills, how difficult life is. They start talking about the sports back in the day that they used to do. All right, they're looking for, now, here's the problem with emotional. language. Emotional language is invisible. You don't ask it. You don't come out of the gate and say, can you please give me confidence? Can you please give me affirmation? You're asking logical questions on the surface, but underneath every question, there's an emotional affirmation need. And so when a man is saying, oh, work's so tough, don't just go, work's not very tough. I can't believe you're always complaining about work. What he's saying is, I need you to lean in and go, I know you work so hard. Remember that touchdown you got in high school? That's what he's asking for, all right? He's not asking you to go, that was 30 years ago, Tom. Shut up and deal with the now, bro, all right? That is not what he's asking for. So there's logical situations and there's emotional situations. So